Imagine a hidden corner of the internet, a place so secretive, so feared, that governments around the world spent years trying to shut it down. An underground marketplace where everything happened in silence. Anonymous accounts, encrypted messages, millions of dollars moving without names. Most people had heard rumors about it. Very few truly understood it. And almost nobody dared to challenge it. But then, one young programmer discovered something nobody else had noticed. Not a powerful weapon, not a secret password, just a tiny mistake. A weakness hidden inside one of the most dangerous marketplaces on the internet. And because of that mistake, he quietly took what would later become billions of dollars in Bitcoin. But here's the unbelievable part. He wasn't caught during the theft. He wasn't exposed by elite hackers. And he didn't lose everything because of technology. He lost everything because of one ordinary decision.
But before we continue, welcome to Mr. Gate, and thank you for being here. Our first goal is simple: the first 1,000 subscribers. So, if you enjoy dark mysteries, disturbing true stories, and the unknown hidden behind reality, then join us on this journey.
To understand this story, we first need to understand the world where it happened. The dark web. A part of the internet hidden behind layers of anonymity. Now, contrary to popular belief, not everything on the dark web is illegal. But certain marketplaces became infamous for criminal activity. And among them, one name stood above all others: Silk Road. A digital marketplace operating through cryptocurrency, especially Bitcoin. Users could create anonymous accounts, buy products, communicate privately, and disappear without revealing who they were. For years, law enforcement agencies across the world tried to shut it down. Cybersecurity experts believed its protection systems were nearly impossible to break. To most people, Silk Road looked untouchable. But history has a strange habit. Sometimes, massive systems collapse because of the smallest oversight.
Far away from the investigations, a young programmer named James Zhong was quietly building his skills. According to public reports, he developed a deep interest in computers at an early age. Programming, technology, online systems, digital currencies. These weren't just hobbies for him. They became an obsession. And during the early days of Bitcoin, when almost nobody believed cryptocurrency had a future, James paid attention. Back then, Bitcoin was worth very little. Few people imagined that one coin would someday be worth tens of thousands of dollars. But James saw potential long before the rest of the world did. Over time, his attention shifted towards Silk Road. Not because he wanted fame, not because he wanted attention, but because he believed he had discovered something nobody else had seen.
According to court documents, James discovered a weakness connected to Silk Road's payment system. And strangely enough, the flaw was incredibly simple. Too simple. By rapidly triggering certain actions during transactions,
the system accidentally processed balances multiple times, meaning funds could duplicate again and again. One tiny oversight inside one of the most feared marketplaces on Earth. At first, the Bitcoin involved wasn't worth much. But years later, everything changed because Bitcoin prices exploded. And suddenly, what once looked like a clever exploit became a fortune worth billions. And the strangest part? For a long time, nobody fully understood where the missing money had gone.
As cryptocurrency prices climbed, James Zhong's wealth reportedly became enormous. Luxury travel, expensive homes, private experiences, high-end spending. From the outside, his life looked perfect. But behind the scenes, investigators slowly began noticing inconsistencies. The money didn't fully match the records. The lifestyle seemed larger than expected. Questions started forming. Quietly. Slowly. And then, everything changed because of one unexpected moment. A burglary report. According to investigators, James contacted authorities after claiming large amounts of cash and digital assets had been stolen from his home. That single phone call changed everything. Because once investigators looked closer, the story slowly began to unravel.
Federal investigators eventually connected the missing Bitcoin to James Zhong using blockchain analysis, digital evidence, and financial records. Authorities later searched his property, and what they found shocked everyone. Large amounts of Bitcoin stored inside hidden hardware devices, quietly sitting there for years, while their value continued rising. One of the largest cryptocurrency seizures in American history. Investigators later stated that the case became a major example of something important. Even in systems designed around anonymity, digital actions can leave permanent traces. Eventually, James Zhong pleaded guilty to charges connected to unlawfully obtaining Bitcoin from Silk Road. And just like that, the mystery that lasted for years finally came to an end.
This story is not about glorifying hacking, and it is not about celebrating crime. It is a reminder that technology always comes with consequences. The internet may feel anonymous. Cryptocurrency may seem impossible to trace, and hidden systems may appear untouchable. But history shows us something very different. Every digital action leaves behind a footprint. In the end, one overlooked weakness changed the fate of a massive online marketplace. And one personal decision changed the fate of the man who exploited it. Sometimes, the smallest mistake becomes the biggest turning point of all. Thank you for watching. And if you stayed until the end, then you're officially part of the Mr. Gate journey. Don't forget to subscribe, because the stories we uncover from this point forward only become darker. More mysteries, more disturbing true stories, and more things that were never meant to be discovered. See you next video.